let's start with Dom and Rich. Guys, this was a day filled with drama from the start, from trouble on the track to rain in the skies.
Indianapolis 500 is nothing if not with drama. Rich Nye, welcome to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Rich Nye alongside Dominic Miranda here. Alex Palou is your 109th running of the Indianapolis 500 champion. It started with more yellows than a football game, flags on the field, some sprinkles mixed in, and it ended with Alex Palou continuing his dominance. Rich, what was your big takeaway from today's race?
Very choppy race because of the accidents, because of the rain interrupting the action. But ultimately, this is what the whole IndyCar season has been. Alex Palou showing you just how dominant and methodical a driver he is. He only led 14 laps today.
Right.
The last 14.
That's all that matters. 22 lead changes in this race, 45 caution laps. Alex Palou is the first driver ever in IndyCar to win 5 of the first 6 races. You want to talk about dominance, and what you're hearing behind us is his fan club down here. It is absolutely bonkers here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. These fans cannot get enough of Alex Palou, and why wouldn't you? My goodness, what dominance we've seen by the Spanish driver to start this IndyCar season. But it was a compelling top 5, Rich. You know, Marcus Ericsson, a former champion, was oh so close after a devastating end to his race last year. No shortage of names in this top 5.
Let's talk about Marcus Ericsson. In the last 4 races, he won in 2022. He was second the next year. Last year he was 33rd because he crashed in turn 1, never even completed a lap, and then second again this year. So this guy's showing, the Swedish driver is showing that he's very strong here in Indianapolis.
Obviously heartbroken, and that's what you get in Indy, the heartbreak of Indianapolis. You want to win so badly. Marcus Ericsson after the race. Talk me through moments ago. You were consoled by your team and your family. Just what was going through your mind in that moment?
No, it's just, a lot of emotions. This race is more than just a race, and it means everything to me. So to be that close to win again, it's the second time I finished second here. So we're usually there in the end, but it's painful to miss out. And I know this race is winner takes it all, That's how it works here. No one cares about who finished second.
Oh, so close for Marcus Ericsson. What a bounce back year to year, though, for the Integrated Global driver and 2022 Indianapolis 500 champion. Come on down, David Malukas, P3 in today's race of AJ Foy Racing. I mean, incredibly impressive.
Good showing for AJ Foy Racing. 3rd and 7th place with Santino Ferrucci. Malukas, a guy who missed the race last year because he had an injury. Then he ended up losing his ride with Arrow McLennan. So he comes back and gets a ride with AJ Foy, and obviously that team was strong today, and David had his turn at the top. He just felt like he didn't make the right move with the car in the last run.
Bad timing at the end there, and they got us, and we tried to get that set up to where it needed to be on that final run, but never been in that final situation before, so we kind of made a guess with the wing. Look, I'm really happy. It was an incredible run for us. Really had it, but I don't know, it's obviously at the same time, and man, it was right there.
A very compelling Indianapolis 500, the 109th running of the Indy 500 here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We are waiting patiently to go one-on-one with the winner, Alex Palou, and very interested in what he has to say after his performance today and his start to the season, Rich.
He's been such a dominant driver this season, really in the IndyCar series, winning the last 2 championships. He's won 3 championships already in his young career, and now he's won the Indy 500. This guy obviously is owning IndyCar right now.
His first ever oval win. Why not make it the Indianapolis 500? We'll be back with a one-on-one with the winner of the Indianapolis 500, Alex Palou. Stay with us. We'll be back here live at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, guys. If you're going to win your first oval, better be in Indy. All right, we'll check back with you in a few minutes. Thanks so much.
Welcome back to Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we continue to be buzzing after the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500. Every time the Indy 500 comes around, there's so many storylines. It's hard to get to them all, right? But one of them today was most certainly Connor Daly. He started 11th, he finished 10th. You think to yourself, that's pretty good. But he was very much a contender to win this race, Rich. He led 13 laps, and he looked good doing it.
And we've been waiting a long, long time for someone from Indiana to win the Indy 500. And Connor Daly has shown the past few years that he's got the potential, and he's got a car usually that's fast enough to at least be in contention. This is the 4th straight race now that he's had a top 10 finish. He led 13 laps today, and that was in the back half of the race where it was starting to get serious, and you thought he might be there at the end until he wasn't.
Something must have broken like about halfway through because our car was unbelievably good, and then all of a sudden the last 2 sets of tires just completely different, and the degradation was absurd. But we'll see. Obviously, I mean, the team did a great job. We tried to do everything we could do. I mean, we were running with the guy who won the race, so you know, we should have been right there. It felt like, but and I was absolutely saving my life for like way too long.
No doubt disappointing for the Noblesville native. There was a lot of emotions in that pit box after the race. And another guy who you just feel for is Pato O'Ward. What can you say? He's been so close the last couple of years and even extending further beyond that. Finished second a year ago, crashed out making a move 2 years ago, and now a 4th place finish here today, Rich. I mean, you just feel for him, but just didn't have enough today.
He wasn't in the battle at the very, very end today,
Right.
but he's always been so close to winning this race, and you know how much he would love to win. And I mean, all these guys would, but he's a guy who just comes here with an excitement,
Yes.
an energy, and you know he would be a great champion. And it would be much like you talk about a fan following that we're hearing for Alex Palou. I mean, it's crazy for Pato O'Ward
Yes.
and that Arrow McLaren team, but not to be today.
I'm surprised Ericsson screwed up. He just gave him the win there, so yeah. It's a strong points day for us, but obviously when we come back to Indy, we've just about got every single spot, at least in the top 5, besides the win. So better luck next year.
Better luck next year indeed. We're certainly cheering for Pato, and it feels like he's due one of these years coming up. Hey, coming up, we mentioned Team Penske problems. Joseph Newgarden among them, the back-to-back champ. Not a forgettable day for him. We'll toss it back to you for now. We'll be back with more coverage from Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
All right, guys, thanks so much. So our Track Team 13 coverage continues. Let's check back in with Dom and Rich at the Speedway. Hi, guys.
No shortage of storylines here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and the big storyline coming in was, could Joseph Newgarden make it 3 straight Indianapolis 500 wins? And then the attenuator situation happened, and qualifying weekend happened, and he was starting near the back of the pack, and man, was he making up a lot of ground during this race. And the thought started to creep in, can Joseph Newgarden actually do this? And then, Rich, you got to see firsthand what happened.
So this was the problem. He's running in the top 10. He's done exactly what he needed to do to get to the front. And all of a sudden, he has a clean pit stop, goes back out, but then he's back in the pits with some kind of fuel pressure issue, was the best explanation we got. And then he's suddenly climbing out of the car. And so this was a guy who was set to make history, trying to win his 3rd consecutive Indianapolis 500. No driver's ever done that, but he would have had to come from 32nd place. No driver's ever won this race from worse than 28th. But I think he had a real shot to do it today. He was doing exactly what he needed to do. First round of pit stops, he's up to the 20s.
Yep.
Second round of pit stops, he's up to the 10s. And he was in the top 10 when he had the problem.
Yeah, I believe he was 6th when he had his ultimate problem and stayed in pit lane. He finished 25th, but like Rich said, he started 32nd. And you just thought to yourself, we were talking kind of in our track room as the race was going, if he could get top 10 by lap 100 or maybe even top 15, he has a real shot. He was doing that and more before he had his problems that forced him out of the race. It was a really and we knew he was fast all month long, and we knew he had the car to maybe be able to do it if anybody could, but it just was not meant to be today.
And let's recap a little bit here, because this is Team Penske, but Team Penske had major turmoil coming into this race. Obviously, you had the qualifications penalties that sent them to the back of the field. And then Roger comes in and fires the top 3 men in that program, including Tim Cindric, the longtime team president, who was also the race strategist for Joseph Newgarden. So Joseph Newgarden was doing all this today from the back of the pack with a new race strategist and a new engineer. So what they pulled off was quite impressive. And I thought they had a real shot to maybe give Alex Palou a race at the end, but they just weren't there.
Scott McLaughlin out early, Joseph Newgarden out late, Will Power finishing 19th this afternoon. It wasn't a banner day for Team Penske and really a banner week for Team Penske, but 3 in a row. That's why it would have been a historic feat for Joseph Newgarden and Team Penske. So Alex Palou walks away a winner, and we'll see if Joseph Newgarden can make it 3 next year. For now, we're going to send it to Marina Silva. live here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
To the track where there were a lot of problems in the pits today. Dom and Rich live at IMS. Guys, we're talking fires, crashes, injuries. It was rough.
There's elation, there's sorrow, there's yellow flags, there's everything, and then there was what we saw in the pits this afternoon. There's no question about that. 2 former Indy 500 winners, and the rookie who was the pole sitter, quite a trio right there. Let's start with Alexander Rossi of Ed Carpenter Racing. Saw some smoke coming from his car, and then it turned into a full-blown fire in his pit, a dangerous situation.
Well, you can see it on your screen now, and there was ultimately a crew member who was on fire momentarily. They got that put out quickly. We believe he's okay, but anytime you see a fire in the pits, so many people in such a tight situation, it's a very serious concern.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They got that put out very quickly. Alexander Rossi getting out of the car very quickly. He was more concerned that he was out of the race, throwing his gloves in frustration. He had a great car today, and he was the winner the last time there was a sellout, so there's a good omen there, but not so much today. All right, let's move ahead to Robert Schwartzman, the rookie, the pole sitter. Maybe just not knowing what you don't know in this situation, just coming in a little hot to pit lane, and another scary situation.
Right, a couple of crew members were actually contacted by the car. Again, we think they're okay, maybe a minor foot injury for one crew member there. But, you know, this is probably the rookie experience that we would have expected from Robert Schwartzman. You know, but sitting on the pole was an incredible week, but when it came to the race, he had much more of a rookie experience.
No doubt about it. He led 8 laps. Rossi led 14. I'll tell you who led 48 laps. That would be 2014 Indy 500 winner Ryan Hunter-Reay. And again, Rich, you saw this up close and personal with Ryan Hunter-Reay. He had a great car today. What happened?
Well, he comes into the pits and the stop is done. He goes to leave and the car dies. He got it started, it died again, and then they could not get it started. The team surmised that perhaps they had run him out of fuel on that last run, and so the fuel just was not pumping to the engine, and with a hybrid system there may have been an issue there, but they could not get that car restarted for quite some time. He sat in the pits for minutes, and it cost him any chance.
So much frustration for drivers today. Remember, folks, the track chooses you, and it was not their day today. We'll have much more, a final race wrap-up for you coming up a little later on here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
We appreciate all your analysis. Guys, thanks so much.
Welcome back to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it's a conclusion of the day. What an interesting, compelling day. I mean, it always is here for the Indianapolis 500. And we've gone through the different storylines ad nauseum, and there's so many to choose from. But Rich, the main story of the day is Alex Palou winning the Indianapolis 500 and continuing his dominance.
Dominating the month of May, right?
Oh, yeah.
He won the road course race as
Yes,
well.
he did.
And ultimately, the best driver in this series right now won the biggest race in the world. And there's so much you can say about this guy and the season that he's had. I asked his owner, Chip Ganassi, his team owner, Chip Ganassi, earlier this month, if you've had so many good drivers, you've had Indy 500 winners, champions, have you ever seen a driver like this? He says, IndyCar's never seen a driver like this. And what compels me about this story is we're supposed to be in this era where IndyCar is so competitive,
right?
And it is, and yet you're seeing this guy dominate like he is.
It's kind of, both things can be true at the same time, right? It's a deep, talented field, but Alex Palou, it shows how dominating he's been. The first driver ever in the IndyCar series to win 5 of the first 6 races. The more you say it, the more it's still hard to believe what he's been doing. But what a champion! He's a great guy. We talked to him after the Grand Prix, and I'm sure he'll be a phenomenal champion. Rich, it's been a pleasure as always. We appreciate your help. You have no idea what goes into this. Everyone behind the scenes at WTHR, we're so happy to bring you another Indianapolis 500 coverage here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Rich, it's been great.
Go Pacers.
We'll send it back to you.
Well, a hand to both of you guys and everyone behind the scenes.